Can you see me, everyone's? So, thank you for watching DevRel Asia 2020 interview sessions. I'm Atsushi, mainly organizer of the conference. In this time, I will introduce our awesome speakers and chat with them about their talk in 15 minutes. So today's guest is Akhil Sharma at CrunchData.io. So welcome, Akhil. Hi, Akhil. How are you?
Hi, Atsushi. I'm doing really well. How do you do?
Pretty good. So are you staying at home right now?
Yes, yes. I am. I
Hmm.
am at home. Very much so. Yeah. No going out.
Okay. Okay. So first, I'll show the banners. Okay, and first, please introduce yourself and talking about your careers and what do you do right now? Can you?
Sure. Happy to. Sure. So, I'm a computer science graduate. I started off as a software engineer. I used to make iOS games at a studio back in England. After that, I moved to India and I started up my own startup. My first startup was in the logistics domain. We built a software for the logistics industry, which allows you to do deliveries on behalf of e-commerce companies like Amazon and big players in India like Flipkart and so on. I exited from that, and then I started Crunch with my co-founder Jordan. I'm the CTO at Crunch now. And at Crunch, what we do is we're building an analytics tool. What the analytics tool is supposed to do is it's primarily focused at DevRels and community managers, people who want to be able to grow their community. And it helps them understand how is their community reacting to the activities a DevRel is doing. And it helps them measure the response and put it up in an analytical format. So put it up as a graph of some sort. Right. So I am developing this tool which will help DevRels monitor their online communities, say from Slack, GitHub, uh, Reddit, Twitter, Dev.to, Discord, and so on, YouTube, Twitch, and we collect the data. We do a wide variety of NLP analysis on it, and we give you insights. Say you did a blog post, then we will say, oh, okay, you did a blog post on, say, on subject X, then did you address your community's problem? Did it lead to more questions or less questions on the topic on which you did your blog post? So I'm shaping this tool up right now. We're in a beta phase and we'll soon go public. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, thank you. So I think distribution industry. Are you okay?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm okay.
So distribution industry and developer relations is completely different, but you switched to the developer relations. Uh, why not? So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that's the idea. It's a completely different industry, but I mean I came from a technical background, and I felt I could use my knowledge of dealing with large volumes of data, and perhaps my
mm,
experience with NLP. I can apply some of those my learnings from my previous startups into creating an analytics tool that can help DevRels as well. And I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and it has helped me really understand the pain points of what a DevRel faces. Right?
mm,
Because the way I see it is that it's a two-way battle. Right? One is, yes, you've got to keep your community happy. You've got to engage with them. You've got to be able to grow with them. You've got to be able to really help them.
mhm,
But for that, you also have to be able to understand them
mhm,
and as quickly as possible.
mhm,
And on the second side, I see that there is also pressure from the management side
Mhm.
with regards to exactly, hey, what is DevRel? I feel
Mm.
a lot of CXO level people, investor level people don't always understand perhaps what is developer relationship, because
Mm.
sales you can understand, marketing you can understand, you can quantify those things.
Mhm.
DevRel not so easy to measure or quantify.
Mhm.
So if there is strong matrix
Mhm.
which help you communicate to your management saying that, hey, this is the impact I am having towards the company's goals, this
Mm.
is how I am making a difference in the organization, this is why you shouldn't put more funds into my team and let it
Mhm.
grow, and this is how it's going to help, um, then that's really going to help. And I feel the analytics platform can capture data points
Mhm.
which can help you give quantitative feedback back to your management team as well, which
Mm.
is really going to help DevRels as well.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm really passionate about it because the DevRel is a role that really helps the community. It's like a non-profit chasing role that is going
Mhm.
to help its community grow. But indirectly, it's also helping the company grow, which
Mhm.
is kind of a beautiful thing about it. Um, but if we can make DevRel's life a little bit easier by
Mhm.
maybe taking away some of the manual work they already do in an Excel or something,
Mm.
then why not? Then Crunch is there to sort of help them out, I guess.
I see. So I'm 100% agreed about the manager have to understand what is the rails, or they don't
Yeah,
understand at first what is the rail and why we do that. So everyone said
exactly.
that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe visualization data is very has very big powers to uh, understand to develop relations, right?
Yes, yes.
Mm.
I mean, developer relationship is it's something that's getting a lot of traction, I feel, across the world. Not so much in India, I see right
Mhm.
now, but it's gonna grow. I mean, I can speak on behalf of India, but even in Southeast Asia, it's
Mm.
maybe not as prominent as how it's prominently in the West.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
but the wave is going to come in Asia as well. It's going to have to grow
Mm.
because once you understand your community, if you have a person who's dedicatedly serving, who is not customer service, by the way, right?
Mhm.
They're not a customer service representative, they are not a salesperson who's pitching
Mhm.
to the community, they're something in between, who is doing indirect sales and indirect customer care as well to some
Mhm.
aspect, and is able to then take unbiased and unfiltered feedback back to the product and engineering team,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? And discuss with them the solutions and come back and solve the problem for the DevRels,
Mm.
for the community. Then I think because in the post COVID era, anyways, software has pretty much taken a lot, started to automate so many more things, and
Mhm.
people do work from home a lot more now than they did maybe 5 6 months back.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
which means software based companies have to grow,
Mm.
not just pure SaaS companies, but we
Mhm.
are seeing software in other sectors as well growing,
Mhm.
and you will need API integrations
Mm.
with all other business partners,
Mhm.
or you will need to put out some SaaS tools which your partners can consume.
Mhm.
And when you do that, you have a large developer community using your APIs or your tools.
Mhm.
And for that, you need a DevRel in place.
Uh,
And so the role of a DevRel, I feel, is getting more and more critical now as software continues to, keep on growing in every direction.
mm. I see. So you said API integration is very important. So, and I want to show that your talk talk title is API metrics worth monitoring for growth hackers. So
Yes.
could you introduce about the summary or abstract of your talk?
Yes. So the way I see APIs from my experience in the past is when you're doing a certain business, any kind of business, uh, there's a traditional way of doing it and there's a digital way of doing it. The traditional way is the non-technology way, how you've been doing business maybe in the past. But when you do a digital transformation and you move to a technology-oriented way of doing business, you require collaboration with other businesses. When you create collaboration with other businesses, that happens when you maybe consume their APIs or you publish your APIs for them to consume. So I feel that the project managers who overlook the technology element of any company which is looking to collaborate with other businesses uh, and has published their APIs need to have a very good understanding of how do you monitor the performance of your APIs. What are the KPIs that you're looking at? Because APIs in themselves is a very interesting tech product, which if you can break it down into, okay, primarily in three sections, I feel, when you've published it, how many people you've managed to onboard, how many people are engaging with it, and how many people have you managed to retain. Then if you have published good APIs, if you publish the API product that is solving the pain points of your partners, then you'll have great number of people coming on board, you'll have great number of people engaging with your APIs, and you'll have retained them, which in turn means that you're going to be able to bring a lot more business to your company. Your solution is really working. And for that also, it's very important that you listen to the developers who are consuming your APIs, what challenges they're facing on a frequent basis, on almost on a daily basis. So I'm going to try and connect the publication of your APIs. How do you track them, and how do you monitor your community that's consuming your APIs to ensure that you have published the right APIs. You're able to identify the pain points if there are any early enough, and create a framework around it so you can keep track of the usage of your APIs.
Okay, so that's very interesting. I have some questions, or could you tell me about the idea? So, uh, what i- uh, what type of API, or what is your favorite ones currently? What is your favorite APIs right now, or the manager uh, have to watch the structure or like schemes of APIs?
So for me, I think there are two things about any API that a manager has to watch. Um, First and foremost, when they're publishing it, the documentation uh, to come on board and have a sandbox environment to play with the API. I think
Mm-hmm.
anybody should be able to do that. You should not need to be able to create an account. You should not have to read a lot of documentation. It should be very simple. You should get access. You should get an access to a key, a sandbox environment, and you should be able to just play with the APIs and see what kind of response you're able to get. That's one thing that's extremely important for me. Um, Second thing is, once you have started consuming APIs, it should perform an end-to-end function. What I mean by end-to-end function is that uh, if my problem statement revolves around maybe giving you certain data and you are supposed to do some analysis on it, it shouldn't that the analysis, the response you're getting as part of the analysis through your APIs should not just be some numbers, but it should be an interpretation of those numbers as well. So I feel the role of the API, the ability to play with the API, and the role of the API are two most critical things for me.
I see. And one more question. I think most of manager have no strategy of APIs, like making business growth rate increasing or making profit from APIs. What do you think about that?
I agree. APIs are an afterthought right now in the industry to for a lot of people. They just
Mm,
feel like, oh, API is something that's required, so we'll just publish it and we'll forget
mm,
it. It should
mm.
not be the case. They
Yeah.
are equally important as the software that your business is making, right? It doesn't have an interface
Mm,
like normal UI UX, but
mm.
it's an equally important piece of tool your organization has created. They need to take it more seriously.
Okay. Okay. Our interview time is done. So thank you, Akhil. You have awesome careers, and I can't wait to listening your talk.
Yeah,
I hope you will enjoy the Rare Asia 2022. So thank you again,
I look
and
forward to it.
thank you. And so
Thank you.
today's interview is done. I will do the interview on Saturday. In Japan. And our conference, DevRel Asia, will be held on the November 14th. And save the
Yes.
date and waiting the day. Okay, everyone.
Thank
See
you.
you next interview.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.